This is a special edition of 17 News, Capital Chaos. Now, here's 17's Robert Price.
Welcome to a special edition of 17 News at 6. I'm Robert Price, and this is our 17 News team stepping in for this special report. My guest will be familiar to most Kern County residents, but for those who may not know him, perhaps you've flown out of the William M. Thomas Terminal at Meadowsfield Airport. My guest helped acquire the funding for that much needed facility. It's likely you've also driven on one of the local streets or highways developed by TRIP, the Thomas Roads Improvement Program, and paid for in part with federal funds my guest brought home during his time in Congress. Bill Thomas, former Bakersfield College political science professor, spent 28 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing essentially the same Southern California district that includes much of Bakersfield and Kern County. Thomas retired in 2007, and at the end of his 14th term in Washington, leaving what today is the 23rd Congressional District in the hands of his longtime congressional aide, Kevin McCarthy, who now, of course, is the House Minority Leader and very much at the center of a national crisis playing out before us now. Bill Thomas, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and I've got my mask on.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Last Wednesday, as the Vice President and members of Congress were inside the Capitol preparing to certify the presidential election results as mandated by the U.S. Constitution, rioters stormed the building, breaking glass, entering the Senate chamber, and stealing property. The siege turned deadly, leaving 5 dead. It all happened after this rally near the White House, featuring the President himself.
After this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Then, after that rally, this was the scene outside the Capitol.
You're invited by the President of the United States!
Congressmen from both sides of the aisle condemned the violence, but Democrats argued the president committed an impeachable offense, accusing him of incitement of insurrection. This week, Congress voted to impeach President Trump, making him the first ever president to be impeached twice. This was the most bipartisan impeachment in U.S. history. All 222 Democrats voted to impeach, and so did 10 GOP lawmakers. So that's what happened on January the 6th, Bill. What is going to happen now? What was supposed to have happened?
You talked about January 6th to January 13, which was when they had the vote on impeachment. Controlled by the Constitution, the designated Electoral College votes, and Electoral College votes are based upon what happened in the Continental Congress in the creation of the Constitution, which brought all of the 13 states together, and that was states got an upper house, the Senate, 2 votes, and the lower house based upon population. So when they finished their discussions, the last thing they dealt with was how we're going to elect the president. And so they said, let's combine the House and the Senate and call it the Electoral College. In the Constitution, it says all powers not given to the federal government are reserved respectively to the states and the people. What people don't usually realize is that these quote-unquote national elections are all a series of state elections. Except for specific provisions in the Constitution, states organize the elections, time, place, and manner, and they hold that election, and they each independently determine the accuracy of the election. So Congress convenes in a joint session, and as we saw, Vice President Pence, as the President of the Senate, presides and offers the electoral votes certified by the states. They're presented in alphabetical order. And so as they began the process, you get to Arizona fairly quickly. That was objected to. So they then have to go back to their respective houses, hold a vote, and come back together. As Congress at one end of Pennsylvania Avenue was doing their constitutional duty, as you said, the president was at the other end. This president has lied more than 20,000 times in his 4 years. And he was active on the White House end of Pennsylvania Avenue, building on the number of lies. Massive fraud. He began the fraud argument months before the election. He continued it after the election. All you need to do is show fraud. And in almost 60 court cases at the state, federal court level, district, appellate, and Supreme Court, they argued there was fraud. None of those court cases were entertained. There was no fraud. But the president at his end of Pennsylvania Avenue was talking about massive fraud. On the other end, Arizona was being challenged by the Republicans, led by the minority leader, that there was massive fraud in the Arizona election. The same lie the president was delivering near the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue was happening on the floor of the House. And that's when all of this broke loose.
We've got some more to cover here. My guest for this special report is 14-term Congressman Bill Thomas, Republican of California, Bakersfield, California. Stay with us.
Alyssa Liu goes back-to-back.
Two-time defending champion Alyssa Liu eyes a third straight title, but their competition will be fierce at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Tonight, 8 Eastern on NBC.
Josh Allen and the Bills couldn't be hotter.
Look at this!
But to take the next step against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they'll have to bottle
Will they get it?
lightning.
Touchdown!
The NFL Divisional Round. Ravens, Bills on NBC.
Three-Way Chevrolet is once again rolling out the savings. So why not make this your year by making the switch to a brand new Chevy? Right now, get a Chevy Equinox LS for only $21,999 or 0% APR for 72 months. Or how about a sporty new Chevy Malibu LS for only $19,999 or get 0% APR for 72 months. And that's not all. Visit threewaychevrolet.com for all the latest specials. Then come make the switch at Three-Way Chevrolet, 4501 Weibel Road.
Attention homeowners and contractors. Stop driving to Los Angeles for quartz, granite, or cabinetry. Shop Factory Direct right here in Bakersfield and save thousands at J Home Improvement. Like these granite prefab countertops starting at $125. Need kitchen or bathroom cabinetry? Buy Factory Direct today and save thousands. Now offering easy financing through Synchrony Financial. Visit J Home Improvement at 3209 Lanco Drive. Again, that's J Home Improvement, 3209 Lanco Drive.
During this challenging season, we want you to know you're not alone. VBF Church is connecting with our Bakersfield community now, just as we have for 45 years. Tune in and connect with us this Sunday morning at 10 on KGET 17's Facebook page.
Now, more than ever, get the inside information. Get social with 17. Join a platform and receive exclusive content about what's taking place in Kern County. 17 News, your digital news source.
Welcome back. My guest for this special edition of 17 News at 6 is Republican Bill Thomas, who served 28 years in Congress, including 6 years during the administration of George W. Bush as chairman of the powerful House Ways and Means Committee. During that time, he served as an important mentor for the man who is now embroiled as a central figure in the impeachment drama playing out now in Washington, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. We've come to view McCarthy as President Trump's best friend on Capitol Hill. Their association has benefited them both, but that may no longer be the case. They must have seemed like best friends at times. Kevin McCarthy, head of the House Republican Caucus, Donald Trump, commander-in-chief. There was the Bakersfield congressman walking President-elect Trump to the viewing stand for his inauguration 4 years ago. There was McCarthy at Trump's side for policy discussions at the White House. There was McCarthy on Fox News defending the president from one accusation or another.
I think I know this gentleman, huh? And by the way, Kevin has done some job.
My Kevin, the president called him. The bromance ended this week.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters.
Without a doubt, the harshest words McCarthy has ever spoken against this president. But Trump doesn't bear enough blame, apparently, for McCarthy to have voted against the president on the single article of impeachment, incitement to insurgency. But McCarthy's criticism in that impeachment debate was enough to anger Trump, CNN has reported. If so, McCarthy joins a long list of former Trump associates and allies who, in the waning days of this administration, are no longer in the president's good graces, having reportedly failed to sufficiently defend him in the wake of the January 6th siege. What does Trump's ignominious exit from the White House this Wednesday mean for McCarthy? It's too early to say whether it puts his leadership of the Republican caucus in danger. And he did, after all, orchestrate a gain for Republicans of 15 seats in the House, even as the GOP lost the White House and the U.S. Senate. So in terms of winning, McCarthy is fine. How he fares in a post-Trump Washington may be another matter, a matter yet to be resolved. So, Bill, where does that leave us now?
Well, we're on the floor of the House of Representatives arguing whether or not Arizona's electoral college votes were involved in fraud. The answer is no, but Kevin McCarthy is leading the Republicans, and they vote to not let Arizona's electoral college votes count. And as you described, the mob broke out. The House was in recess for almost 6 hours. And the consequences of the lies by the White House, by the president, resulted in what you see here. Free speech has time, place, and manner restrictions, and what he did was unconscionable.
This happened after the vice president. He asked the vice president to intercede on his behalf.
Now we come back 6 hours later after the recess and the clearing of the Capitol, and we resume the alphabetical okaying of the states. Pennsylvania is objected to. 6 hours after this tragedy, the Republican leader argues Pennsylvania had fraud. All of the lies that had been told by the president over the months after the crash in the Capitol, they go back to the argument of the lies of fraud. And 138 Republicans, led by Kevin McCarthy, voted not to accept the Pennsylvania Electoral College votes. It was as though they went to an extended lunch and came back and resumed their mission. Reinforce by your votes the lies of the president.
Had you expected or hoped that after that siege was sort of swept aside temporarily, that they would come back and sort of, come to their senses perhaps and...
Well, maybe we can call this section hypocrites or heroes. Because when you come back after what happened in that horrendous challenge to the constitutionality of the Electoral College selecting the president, it's as though they were out on a long lunch. They went right back to the same lies and even used the word, we need to have unity now. This is January 6th, after the mob and 4 people at that time lose their lives. They're still arguing the phony lies that the president perpetuated, which denied him a second term.
Bill Thomas, we will be back in a moment with this special edition of 17 News at 6.
This Look at Traffic is brought to you by Kern 511. Know before you go. For real-time traffic information, call 511 or log into kern511.org.
There are a lot of things in life we want but can't have. Health insurance shouldn't be one of them. Covered California is making health insurance more affordable for millions of us. Even if you've looked before, you should look again. Enrollment ends January 31st.
This is your coup. This is your siege. This is your insurrection. With your support for Donald Trump, you have brought this shame to America. You, Ted Cruz. You, Josh Hawley. You, Kevin McCarthy. You supported this. And you will be held accountable. This disgrace is all yours.
The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We didn't think we would get COVID. And then my mom's uncle passed away through COVID. The most sad one was my grandma, because we couldn't even see her. And it was sad because we couldn't even say goodbye to her. We couldn't hold her hand, we couldn't hug her. That night when she passed away, I did feel like my soul just came out. COVID just took her away from us.
As a sales manager at Sangera Subaru, I get to see the smile on that customer's face when they buy that new car. Our Customize Your Deal feature on our website offers customers a safe, easy, and simple way to begin their car buying process before coming into the dealership. Just choose your vehicle, personalize your payment, value your trade, and apply for financing.
You can lease a new 2021 Impreza for only $169 per month. Every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance.
Sangera Subaru, where the best deal is always the deal you make yourself.
If there's anything that this year has taught us, it's the things that matter. Family, health, that's it. We found help at Cover California. Now we have a plan we can afford. Enrollment ends January 31st.
Welcome back to this special edition of 17 News at 6. I'm Robert Price, and my guest is Bill Thomas, the former Bakersfield College political science professor who spent 28 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing what is now more or less the same district, represented today by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who Mr. Thomas mentored as his legislative aide for more than a decade before McCarthy eased into the seat himself upon my guest's retirement in 2007. Bill, pick us up here. We're at January the 6th.
We're January 6th. Receiving the state's certified votes in the Electoral College to determine who is president. Let's keep score on our hypocrite or hero scorecard. Kevin McCarthy voted not to accept Arizona's Electoral College certified votes, and he voted not to accept Pennsylvania's certified Electoral College votes. Our other congressman, David Valadao from Kern County, voted to accept the Arizona vote, and he voted to accept the Pennsylvania vote. Now, after the vote is over, they failed to reinforce President Trump's lies, and the count said Biden was president and Kamala Harris was vice president. Now we have a week between July 6th and July 13th. Interesting reactions in a number of ways to that mob. Remember, if you're the leader of either the Republicans or the Democrats, you're the leader selected by an election. It's a popular vote election. You've got to be able to get them to believe that you should be the one to lead your team. Kevin, as you saw, scores a lot of points because he's a close friend of the president. He's also known to be a significant fundraiser. Millions of dollars. He's a very capable fundraiser. In that week between the mob crime on January 6th and the vote to impeach the president, on the 13th, a number of major corporate entities, and you just can't believe, all of the big corporations said they weren't giving money to Republicans anymore. Now, that was one of Kevin's prime attractions. He gave a lot of money away helping people get elected. And he knew the president. Well, it's pretty obvious based upon January 6th that it was becoming a total legal understanding that Biden was president. And Republicans weren't going to get the money that they used to get. So let's go to the floor on January 13th.
Let's come back to the floor on January 13th when we come back. Right after this break, you're watching a special edition of 17 News at 6.
The Beef Zone, where BLT meets double beef and new BLT Ranch Double Cheeseburger for just $2.99. Part of Charbroiled Double Deals at Carl's Jr.
Feed your happy. Ring in the new year with incredible savings during the Start Something New sales event at Head Dodge. Save up to $7,070 off MSRP on select Dodge vehicles in stock with Dodge Power Dollars, or take advantage of 0% financing for up to 60 months and up to $5,000 off MSRP on select Ram trucks in stock. Plus, shop our extensive line of certified pre-owned used vehicles, all priced to sell today. Hurry down and start something new at Head Dodge Ram in the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires. But if you don't know us, we want to introduce ourselves as Les Schwab Alignment and Brakes and Shocks and Wheels and Tires. Now, some tire places don't offer all that. They only sell tires. And we're not sure how they sleep at night, because all those services affect things like steering and stopping. That's why we offer more than tires to help keep you safe. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Hungry for a double deal? This beefy BLT just put on a little ranch. The new BLT Ranch Double Cheeseburger for just $2.99. Part of Charbroil Double Deals at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
D&D Injury Law Group is the only logical choice when you've been injured or in an accident. It's the insurance company's job to say no. It's our job to get them to say yes. Call now.
We always have a big party. It's a big thing for us.
Everyone gets together to just have fun.
A happy chaos, a lot of noise, and for me, I just enjoy it all.
Welcome back. My guest is Bill Thomas. Finally, tonight, Donald Trump is leaving office amid a cloud of controversy unlike any we've seen before, ever. Have we seen the last of Donald Trump? That's something we'll get to in a minute. We're on January the 13th, a historic day in American history. Bill Thomas, pick us up where we were.
We're on the floor of the House discussing the single article of impeachment against President Trump the second time. And it was based upon what he said and how he said it, time, place, and manner, directing that mob to attack the Capitol. Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, elected for what he could do, knows the president, can raise a lot of money. In the week between January 6th and January 13th, that ability to raise money dried up at a size unimaginable to most people on how you make sure not only the folks who got elected get reelected, but enough new ones to make you the majority leader and or the speaker. So the floor listened to Kevin McCarthy talk about coming together. He said that actually Trump had lost. What happened to the January 6th argument about massive fraud? He talked about the fact that Joe Biden was going to be president. Had he said that when they came back from the mob, there would have been a desire to have some unity. Instead, he built his new credentials as best he could for continuing to be the majority leader. And then there was the vote. And Kevin McCarthy voted not to impeach President Trump. And David Valadao voted to impeach him. Hypocrites and heroes. And you scorecard it the way I look at it in terms of what you did, how you did it, and when you did it. What is more important? Ending any kind of continuation of massive lies after the Capitol was torn apart, which he didn't do. And then finally, after months of supporting those outrageous lies of the president, he decides that actually Trump lost and Biden won.
Bill Thomas, we're going to come back and talk in a minute about where we go from here. Right after this is a 17 News special report at 6 o'clock.
Tonight on News Nation, D.C. on high alert. We've got a live report on the massive surge in security and new revelations from the Capitol riot. Plus, people crossing state lines to get the vaccine, the extreme lengths some are taking that's keeping locals from getting the shot. That's tonight on News Nation, starting 8, 7 Central on WGN America.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
During these trying times, look no further than Hometown Plumbing, Sewer, and Drain for the best in customer service and repairs. Family owned and operated, we remain open during this time and are dedicated to our customers' safety, taking extra safety precautions on the job site because we're your neighbors and we're in this together.
Right now at Sleep More, inside More Furniture for Less, you can trade in and trade up to your new mattress with up to $500 in credit when you let us recycle your old mattress.
Sleep More is the best place to buy a new mattress with top name brands like Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster.
And you'll get up to $500 in credit.
And up to 72 months interest-free financing when you recycle your old mattress.
It's time to trade up to your best night's sleep, only at Sleep More.
Breaking news. The 26% federal solar tax credit has been extended for solar and battery backup. Hurry and claim your 26% now. Go solar and battery American style with Semper Solaris. Local and veteran-owned Semper Solaris gives you the freedom to choose solar panels made in America. Add Tesla Powerwall and protect your home from unexpected blackouts. With zero down and no interest or payments until 2022. This is the year to go solar. Call now or visit sempersolaris.com.
In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Reliable Janitorial and Carpet Cleaning is now offering a fogging and disinfecting service using only EPA-approved disinfectants and cleaners. This commercial-grade electrostatic fogging reaches deep into crevices where traditional spray disinfectants don't. Our techs follow a strict, safe 10-step fogging process that helps fight against viruses and bacteria. For your free phone consultation, please call Reliable Janitorial and Carpet Cleaning Services.
Welcome back. My guest is Bill Thomas. And finally tonight, Donald Trump is leaving office amid a cloud of controversy unlike anything we've seen before, ever. Have we seen the last of Donald Trump? And what should we look for in a new president, Joe Biden? Bill Thomas, what do you think?
Well, January 20th, we have the inauguration of the new president. It's, I guess, going to be outside. Nobody, they're telling no one come. It's going to be a very difficult time. And after noon of January 20th, there's a transition. And my hope is that when we open up the new Congress with the new president and vice president, that the Kevin who spoke during the impeachment, notwithstanding the fact he didn't vote for it, will be the Kevin leading the Republicans on the floor of the House, and not the my Kevin, as he had been, supporting, nurturing the lies of the president about what happened. There was no fraud. The election was the cleanest election in history. Trump lost, Biden won. Let's get to work.
Bill Thomas, thank you very much. This has been a special edition of 17 News at 6. I'm Robert Price. Thank you for sharing your insights, Bill, and thanks for watching.